the world of video games is full of curiosities. It is unlikely that you have not overlooked several. Some more attractive and interesting, others less. In this video you will find a selection of the best curiosities with their respective ones. 1. Antonio Montero is the owner of the largest collection of video games in the world. He has received a Guinness Award for having a total of 20,139 games, covering titles for 2nd to 8th generation consoles and more than 100 devices to play them. 2. Due to memory limitations of the first Deus Ex, the Twin Towers were not included in the recreation of New York in 2052. Their absence is explained in the game's story as the result of a terrorist attack. 3. A shopping mall in China has incorporated booths so that wives can leave their husbands there while they shop. They are equipped with a TV, video game console, and massage chair. 4. Red Dead Redemption 2 remained in development for 8 years. It took 700 voice actors, 300,000 animators, 500 motion capture actors, 500,000 lines of dialogue, and more than 1,000 developers to finish it. 5. In GTA San Andreas, if your driving skill is low, CJ will look behind you when the car goes in reverse. As you improve your skill, CJ will start using the rear-view mirrors. 6. The reason why Crash's character does not have a neck is due to the technical limitations of that time, 1996. They designed Crash that way to simplify him, taking away the complexity of his geometry. 7. In Call of Duty, Warzone, the heat scope does not allow you to see through the window glass. This is true in real life, since thermal imaging does not work through glass. 8. The PlayStation 2 has been so successful and popular that Sony continued manufacturing it until the month the PlayStation 4 was announced. 9. The latest League of Legends championships in the United States have managed to attract more online viewers than the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals, although they have not surpassed traditional sports leagues in presence. 10. In Hitman 3, 2021, if you scan the QR code behind the head of the test subjects that appear in the Chongqing mission, it shows you a photo of the developers. 11. In GTA 5, if you approach the Parsons Rehab Center, you can see the paparazzi in front of the entrance waiting for celebrities who end up in rehab. 12. Before the release of Spider-Man PS4, a man tweeted at Insomniac to ask them to include his wedding proposal as an Easter egg in the game. The developer accepted, but then his girlfriend left him for her brother 3 weeks before the launch. 13. In Red Dead Redemption 2, the United States flag has only 45 stars because at that time, 1899, there were only 45 states. The current one that we all know is 50. 14. The face of the BioShock waiters is based on a war veteran of the First World War, Walter Yeo, who underwent facial reconstruction surgeries at the hands of someone who is considered the father of this specialty. 15. The factory in Japan that produces the PlayStation only has 4 people working. The assembly procedure is carried out automatically in just 30 seconds. 16. In 2007, Rockstar provided a phone number for its fans to call and give their opinion on what was wrong in the United States. The best calls were featured on one of the game's radio stations, WKTT, We Know the Truth. 17. Sony's original idea was to make a console that reads Nintendo games in CD, Super Disc, format. However, the deal fell apart and Sony had to refocus its efforts on producing its own console. 18. A fairly innovative FPS for its time, GoldenEye 007, was developed by a team of no more than 10 people, most of whom had not previously worked in the video game industry. 19. Barack Obama during the United States presidential elections in 2008 bought advertising space in 18 video games through the Xbox Live service. Vote for Change posters appeared in games such as Burnout Paradise, Guitar Hero 3, NFS Carbon, NBA Live 08, and targeted ages 18 to 34. 20. In GTA 4, if you enter the car wash with a convertible car, the sequence will show that they put it through the rollers instead of washing it by hand. 21. In Hitman 2, 2018, if you weigh Agent 47 on a scale, he will give you 47.0 kilograms. 22. In 2014, the Danish government decided to recreate the entire country on a full scale in Minecraft. The server where they set up the project was vandalized by players, who found a way to place TNT and destroy parts of the map, as well as plant US flags. 23. In Project Cars 2, if your car's antenna breaks due to excessive impact, you will not be able to contact the pits. 24. Rockstar Games even paid people to leave negative reviews about the first GTA, with the intention of generating greater levels of controversy and selling more copies of the game. 25. During the first chapters of Mafia 2, all the stop signs are yellow, just as they were before 1939 in the United States. Then the game jumps in time to the 1950s where they become red. 26. In The Last of Us 2, if you run and drop to the ground repeatedly, Ellie will get scars on her forearms and wrists. 27. Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Nintendo's best-known franchises such as Super Mario, is prohibited from riding a bicycle to work because they consider him very valuable to the company and they fear the possibility that he could be run over. 28. When Pokemon Go was first released in 2016, it was estimated to have increased activity in the US to 144 billion steps. On average, each player increased the number of steps per day to 1,473 in 1 month. 29. Epic Games founder Tim Sweeney is one of the largest landowners in North Carolina. He has been investing since 2008 in forest lands for conservation purposes to reduce deforestation. 30. The most expensive video game sold so far was auctioned for $660,000 in April 2021. It is a closed cartridge of the 1986 Mario Bros. That remained unopened in a desk drawer. 31. The ultimate bed for gamers, from the Japanese company Bahut, comes with everything you need to be able to play without having to leave the bed, except to go to the bathroom. Includes drink holders, tablet holder, and a shelf for snacks. It costs around $1,000. 32. Laura Cruz was the first name chosen for the protagonist of Tomb Raider, 1996, but ended up being discarded. She was changed to Laura because Americans had difficulty pronouncing Laura, and Cruz was replaced by the British surname Croft, taken from the phone book. 33. The United States Navy began using Xbox 360 controllers to operate the periscopes of their submarines, since the previous controls were very crude and cost around $38,000. 34. Gustavo Santaolalla, the composer of the music for The Last of Us 2, appears in a part of the game playing the banjo. 35. The Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death became a widespread problem, affecting a significant percentage of consoles in 2007. It cost Microsoft more than $1 billion to repair. 36. Prince of Persia: Assassins was going to be the name of the first Assassin's Creed, originally intended as a spin-off of Prince of Persia. The story focused on 2 of the prince's bodyguards belonging to the Order of the Hashashins. 37. Grand Theft Auto 5 is the highest-grossing entertainment product of all time, around $6 billion. It managed to generate more money than any movie, album, or video game, even surpassing the figures of the highest-grossing film so far, Avengers Endgame, with $2.7 billion. 38. It is possible to finish Far Cry 4 in less than 30 minutes, taking advantage of an alternative ending in which it is necessary to sit for 15 minutes in the antagonist's house after being captured by his forces. 39. The Sega chant shown at the beginning of Sonic the Hedgehog took up 1/8 of the available space on the Mega Drive cartridge. 40. The Tetris effect occurs when we perceive our reality as if it were a video game. This is what happened to many Tetris addicts, who admitted to having the obsession of wanting to organize what they saw on the street as if it were a game. 41. The former president of Sega, Isao Okawa, donated the sum of $695 million in money and company shares to save the company from bankruptcy after the commercial failure of the Dreamcast. He died a short time later after battling cancer. 42. Researchers from the University of Oxford found no relationship between the aggressive behavior of adolescents and the time they spend playing video games with violent content. 43. Death Stranding asks you for your date of birth when you start the game, and then shows you a cake-shaped Easter egg if you play on your birthday. 44. In the first Red Dead Redemption there was a glitch that caused human NPCs to start behaving like animals. From birdmen to pumas that ran fast to attack you. 45. There is a street in a city in England that was named Lara Croft Way. 46. Bin Laden's hard drives kidnapped by the CIA had games such as Counter-Strike, Half-Life, Final Fantasy VII, Devil May Cry, several emulated Nintendo games, and Dragon Ball Z. 47. A Reddit user recreated the iconic staircase from the Joker movie in Far Cry 5 in great detail. 48. Space Invaders was designed to always go at the same speed, but as you destroy more aliens the computer can render faster. This is why the aliens move faster as you get closer to the end of the level. 49. During Nintendo's most successful era in the 1990s, its name was used to refer to any video game console. To prevent their brand from becoming generic, they themselves promoted the term video game console/game console, managing to preserve their trademark. 50. Doom became so popular in 1995 that it was installed on more PCs than Windows 95 itself. Bill Gates thought about buying ID Software, but ended up settling for getting a computer that would port the game to the Windows operating system. Your company. The team came to be led by Gabe Newell, who was then working for Microsoft. I hope you have enjoyed these 50 curiosities. If you want to support this project, subscribe. And leave that like there. Don't take it. It belongs to me. See you next time, guys.